Welcome to the game, Commanders. This is SithJaeger, and these are my tips for new players to Tank Company. We got a lot to go through, so let's get started. Tip number one, you want to join a clan. Why do you want to join a clan? Because you can get clan bonuses. There's going to be different experience you can earn in the game. You can earn individual tank experience. You can earn global tank experience, which can be used for any tank. Individual experience is only if you're moving up one line. You have to use it on that tank line. Then you have commander experience, and there you can see the global experience. But yeah, when you belong to a clan, they have bonuses, and those bonuses are activated at certain times of the day. It's up to the clan commander. As you can see here, we have 30 minutes left. So if I were playing right now, I'd want to definitely play when these bonuses are in effect so that I could earn more experience. So join a clan. Another reason why you want to join a clan is um, I belong to Titans, and these guys are great. You can team up with them. These are going to be your first friends in the game, and as you can see here, the only requirements to be in Titans is maybe join Discord. I don't even think that's a requirement, but yeah, some clans are going to have different requirements or require different activity points per week or a certain win rate. But Titans is pretty relaxed, and we just like playing the game. And there's 100 players per clan, so we'd like to have some of you guys along for the ride. All right, moving down to the left, adding friends in the game. There's two ways you can add friends into the game. Right after the game, you'll see the total board come up, and you can select on the player on your team or on the opposing team, and you can just hit add friend. Another way, if you know their name specifically, is to type in their user ID or user their name or their ID, and you can add them that way. I wish that the game would add an option where if you had a real player in a game and you didn't know it, because it's kind of hard to tell which ones are the real players sometimes. But after the match was over, you could go here to add friends. Anybody you recently played against should pop up. I've seen other games do that. This game doesn't currently do that, but that would be great if they could do that. Moving down here to the tab, you're going to have different chats you can have. You can have world chat. Now, you should know that when you log out of your game and log back in, world chat disappears. So you get here and you're like, man, nobody was talking this whole day. No, they were. It's just you logged out of the game, you came back, and now the chat's gone. Recruited to, let's say that you're trying to find somebody to play a tier 3 match with you. When you're trying to recruit them, you'll see any request here. You can join their team, and once you're on that team, press the team tab, and this is how you speak to other players that are on your team for those games. And then you have chats with different friends here, and then your battle reports. Battle reports are going to be what you did in every match, and unfortunately those two disappear once you log out of the game. So I have over 2,000 matches, and not one single battle report is listed here because I logged out of the game. Now, when you first log into the game, you're going to see red dots all over the place, and that's going to mean that you have something that needs to be collected. So you're going to want to go through all of these sub menus and collect everything you can get, especially if you're a free to play player. One of the important things to know is I don't believe you get any indication that an event has started. Okay, so sometimes let's go over to the event tab over here. Click on this. You can see we have 3 sub menus on the left and 3 menus or tabs at the bottom. You're going to want to go through each of these daily to make sure there is no event that started. And if there is, start playing that event. And once you start getting missions done in that event, you'll get a red notification dot saying that there's some kind of reward to claim. All right, another tip. While we're here on the advertisement page, you're going to want to collect these 3 times daily for 6 coupons. As you can see here, it does take a while for the video to play. Eventually it will play, but it's a 30-second video, and we're short on time, so I don't want to keep clicking that button. Trust me, it will eventually work. Then you have limited time events. Sometimes there's more than one tab here. Right now there's only one tab. Then you have the treasure map. We have a treasure map event going on right now, and basically, even if I don't want this tank, I'll be like, oh, I don't want that tank. I don't care if it's 50% off. I'm not going to play this. Well, you see these little dots around the tank? You basically roll dice and you win rewards. So who cares if you don't want to spend money on the tank? You need all the rewards you can get, especially if you are free to play. So play this event. You don't want to buy the tank? Don't buy the tank. Let's go to the road to advancement. When I first started the game, and I'm sure this is going to be the same for you guys, it's going to give you a choice on what tank line you want to go for. If you're a new tank player, I would go for a medium tank in any line. It doesn't really matter, only because medium has a good balance of speed and armor and firepower. Light tanks, of course, are going to have lighter speed or lighter armor. Heavy tanks are going to be slower. TDs, most of them do not have a turret that turns, so it's kind of hard for some players to use. And man, if you like SPGs, then I'm happy for you. I can't stand those things. I don't know if I'll ever earn one, but you're going to want to complete each of these missions because it's going to give you a higher experience for completing these missions, and that's the fastest way to work your way up the tank tree. So, if you know, of course, if you're a veteran tank player in other games, then select whatever tank line you like the best. I'm sure they're compatible, and you shouldn't see too much difference. Here is the tank tree. As you can see, we have the different countries right here. Currently, I am working on the French tank. And let's see here. One of the ways that you can save money is by taking equipment with you up the tank tree. So here you can see that, let's go to the Lee. We will select it, go to the mounting room, and we have supplies. Now, supplies that are here, I currently have no equipment, but these are $15,000 a piece if I wanted any of these. Let's see here. If I go to the T20, okay. Well, I don't want to mount it. I need to find something that I have equipment mounted on. All right, let's go down here. There we go. Okay, so I'm using equipment on this tank. Now this is tier 2 equipment, meaning down there where it says applicable tiers, I could have used this equipment in a tier 3 tank, tier 4 tank, and a tier 5 tank. Now it would cost me $160,000 to buy one outright. Or if I had it on a previous tank, I could have clicked this button on the side and I could have used either one of my dismounting coupons for free or dismounting pass, or I could have paid $16,000 in silver and then mounted it on the next tier tank. So I ask you, would you rather spend $16,000 to take it off this one and put it on another tank, or would you rather spend $160,000 and just get a new set? Now, as I said, these are only good up to tier 5, so when I go over to tier 6, I will have to buy another set of equipment if I want to. Now, if you're saving money, you may not want to spend it, but if you know that you're going to be using it in the same tanks, depending on what tier you're in over and over again, I think overall it could be a good investment. All right, now when we're talking about, let's go another way to save money is here. There's two things that you're going to have to remember when it comes to upgrades for your tank. You have to research the upgrade. As you can see here, the engine is going to cost me $11,200 to research, and then you have to buy it. Well, actually, you don't have to buy it. The only thing that's required to get to the next tier is that the equipment in the same line is researched. So here you can see here that this barrel would cost me $70,000 to purchase. So all we did is we researched it. Like this one is $25,000 to re-research. Then once you research it, it'll change over. You'll see the coins. But we're trying to save money, so we didn't purchase it. And then we unlocked the next tier tank. Now, I would say that barrels are probably a worthwhile investment, but as you get higher and higher up the tiers, they're going to cost more and more money. But it does help you complete missions quicker. Okay, so that's one of the tips I have for you guys. Another tip that I have for you guys is you want to carry your crew member from your first tank to your last tank if possible. Let's go over to the T20. I took everybody out of here, and I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. All right, let's recall them all. So now I have nobody here. All right. If I wanted to add a tank member, it would cost me 30,000 coins for this one crew member. Or I could move them from their previous tank. And let's see how much it would cost. So you click on the previous tank, which is the jumbo, and you have to click you can only transfer crews or move crews from the same tank line. So you can't switch them from like French to American or something. So let's deploy him. We're going to confirm it. Yes, we're moving him from the Jumbo to the T20. Now you notice he's red. Why is he red? Well, that's because he was assigned to a different tank at first. So now we have what's called a penalty. All right, so how do you get rid of that penalty? Well, you're going to have to reset his skills. But now look at this. If I don't mind bringing 80%, only 80% of his skill over from what he did in the previous tank in the Jumbo, I can actually do that for free. Or I can only spend 15,000 and he will keep 90% of the skill that he's earned. Now, why is that important? Because every time you buy a new crew member, they start with 0 skill experience, 0 points. They're at the bottom. But if you're using the same crew members, I could instead of paying 30,000 and this guy not having any skill at all, I could spend 15,000 and he would have 90% of what he earned. So right here you can see that he's almost at 50%. So he'd bring 90% of that with him to your next tank. So by the time you get to tier 8, your tier 8 tank should have guys where their skills are at 100%. All right, so, move your crews up with you. When it comes, now, anytime you buy a new tank, it's going to ask you if you want to buy the crews, which I suggest you don't because you want to move them up. It's going to ask you if you want supplies, and you can, but I like to uncheck that box because I like my supplies being mounted in a certain way. So I like it like it is here. Sometimes it's different where the fire extinguisher's in the middle, and I don't like that. It gets me confused. So I load them up the way I want to. But the main thing is, when it comes to ammo, it's going to give you a certain percentage of ammo from each of these, or all the available ammo. And look at this. You're trying to save money, all right? You're free to play. Every time I shoot an AP round, it's going to cost me 240 coins. Every time I shoot with a premium round for this tank is the APCR. That's 600 coins more per round. So I do not automatically select the ammo. I always uncheck that box, come in here, move the premium round down to 0, move that one up, and save some money. Okay? You got to save money. That's the name of the game. Something else you guys need to keep in mind is you always want to test drive the tank that you're going to use next. So let's say I was moving from the T20 to T69 here. Click on the T69, go to magnifying glass, and you want to test drive. Why do you want to test drive it? Well, if it works, here we go. The main reason you want to test drive it is because you're going to see what kind of ammo is effective against what kind of tank. So we let everything load here, and as you can see here, we have AP rounds and we have heat rounds. So now this tank is actually not one that I should have chosen as an example because this one has multiple rounds in the clip. As you can see here, it's a 4-shot. There are some tanks that you can shoot more than one. They do have a longer reload. But yeah, you can see where you want to shoot at a tank. If the dot is green, you're going to get guaranteed penetration. If it's red, you will not. But you can see how each round is going to affect the tank and different tanks. Drive around and test it out. That way you know what you're getting into. Now the game does a great job at giving you guys a bunch of tutorials. We're going to get out of here. Go back over here at the top hand, just next to the gold. We're going to click on the 4 books, is what I call them. Click on that little one with the star tab. And you're going to want to go through all these tank guides. We'll come back to the maps. You definitely want to complete every advanced course for veterans because you will get, I think that's 15,000 coins for completing each one. I tried the ammo one like 5 times, and for some reason it does not complete. I don't know why. I've already reported it, but maybe they'll fix it. Maybe it has been fixed. I just haven't tried it in a while. But this is what's important. I think the game has almost 15 maps, and this is where you will see the route or the recommended route for every tank on every map, which is great. Something you guys can do now is actually just watch videos of other people playing Tank Company so you can see what they do. But you can actually enter a map. Now, how awesome is this? I'm in the T20, and I'm coming here to the village, and I can actually drive around. I can see what's going on. I can Enlarge the minimap. I can see the recommended route for my tank. I can go there. I can kind of spot around. Now, it took me over 1,000 games of playing to actually get familiar with most of the maps. My suggestion would be, as a new player, you want to follow TDs because TDs are going to go to sniping areas, and it'll keep you out of trouble for the most part. So stick with the TDs. The more familiar you get with the areas that you're going to on certain maps, the more you can widen how far out you venture, if you know what I'm saying. And it's also good to know where the TDs are because then you know how to stay out of their area of fire. So yeah, they will get you picked off. But yeah, if you just follow the TDs, most of them are bots in the game. They'll know where to go. But you definitely want to finish off all these. Okay, let's see here. Battle Pass. You want to complete all these missions. Now, it does have a normal and a paid. Complete all these challenges. You need all the points you can get. You're going to want to complete the challenges and for everything. There's just no other way around that. But you want to be sure that you check all the tabs. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember if there's, this is the second time I've made this video. And I can't remember if I've covered everything. Oh, there's one. Go up here to the videos. Right next to the little booklets, click on the little tab that looks like a film. And you can actually watch other people playing. Or you can watch top videos that they've uploaded. These people are currently watching those videos. If you wanted to watch or see what a friend was watching, you can click on the friends watching. Live streaming. Currently nobody's live streaming. And then you have your own videos. And you can play right after your games are recorded, or right after your game is played. You can actually rewatch your video, or you can upload it. If you wanted to upload, you would use this little tab here with the arrow pointing up. You're like, hey, I thought this was a great match. I want to upload it to the server, so that way when people go to videos here and they go to latest, then your video will pop up. So yeah. All right, guys. So we talked about joining a clan benefits that you get. We talked about adding friends. We talked about carrying your equipment up your tiers, carrying your crew members up your tiers. We talked about clicking on all the tabs possible to complete all the missions, check all those dailies. We talked about the advanced guides. And man, I don't know if there is anything left. This is about a 20-minute video. If there's something that I left out, please let me know in the comments below. I'm sure other players would love to hear from the veterans and new players on what they think should be added as far as tips go. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is SithJaeger, and I'm out.